My name is Dr. Faz, F-A-Z. I want to assist you to be famous and to be accomplished by zeroing in on achieving your goals. My diverse experience from 20 years of sales and business here in the United States, combined with my past 20 years passion for helping and adding relief and pain in people as a medical doctor, helps me to understand the direct challenges and opportunities that exist for business owners, executives, and leaders in both their personal and professional lives. I examine thoroughly, diagnose carefully personal and corporate problems, and prescribe suitable solutions. As a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and international inspirational speaker, I can offer you workshops, seminars, keynote speaking, and coaching, adding your personal and professional growth through the study and practical application of proven leadership methods. Working together, I'll move you and your team or organization in the desired direction to reach your goals. I'm a facilitator of mastermind studies and roundtable events. Call or email me if you would like to know more about my services or a free consultation.
Being a certified speaker, coach, and trainer for the John Maxwell team means that he is part of a team of elite coaches, teachers, speakers, and professionals taking leadership training, talents, skills, and adding value to people all over the world. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Good morning, good afternoon, good noon, good evening. Assalamu alaikum, namaskar, wherever you are. This is your friend Dr. Faz with another new episode of Live with Dr. Faz. Folks, this is a new year of 2023. Every year on New Year Eve, we make some resolutions for our New Year's. And this is an old saying, after the 16th of the January, everybody starts trimming their resolutions and their dreams because they can't wake up. They can't get out of their comfort zone and go in the creative zone to make those things happen. So that's why we picked the 18th of the January, because I know everybody is dying now from his resolutions. We want to wake you up. We want to get you out of your bed and out of your comfort zone, so we all can do what we want to do in our future year. 2023 is going to be an awesome year. We have been through already so many challenges through the COVID-19, and after that, all those haggling and juggling, which we were doing in last 2 years in financial world and all that. 2003 is our year. Make it ours. So that's why I invited one of my best friends, who is really a master. He was in 20 years in IT profession. Then he realized that technical things are not that important versus the other stuff which we have to focus on. Since then, he starts teaching, training. He's a tech guy, but he's a great speaker. He's a distinguished Toastmaster, which is almost like a PhD in public speaking, as well as he's a great speaker, he's a trainer, he's a teacher, and at top of that, he is a successful coach. I asked him to come up on my show, and so we all can learn from this gentleman. Please help me welcome my friend, my dear friend, and a leader of the future. And I can see a bright gentleman who's coming up internationally. Let me help me welcome Mr. Michael Pope Jr. Mr. Michael, thank you for joining us, Michael.
Thank you, Dr. Faz. I'm so happy to be here on your show. You know, I've got so much respect for you and all that you're doing. So I'm absolutely happy to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And this is actually, let me give you a little background of this show. I've been doing for a couple of years since the COVID, and I bring definitely thought leaders here and we try to learn from those leaders, and you are one of them. And I was keen to get you here so we all can learn. Michael, tell me about first, how was your 2022?
Yeah, so 2022 was an amazing year for me. I finished the year
Awesome.
very strong with my business. So lots of business growth, had great opportunities to speak live on stage, as well as lots of virtual presentations. So I feel really good about 2022. And I feel like it helped me really jump into 2023 with some great momentum.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me a little bit, people, because we have a huge audiences and they are watching right now in Pakistan and subcontinent areas, uh, in the South Asian region. Tell me a little bit about you. How did you come up with this, especially in leadership role and all that? Give me a little background. Where was your education? Where were you born and all that? Just
Yeah,
in brief.
yeah, absolutely. Right. So you mentioned a little bit of it with my introduction. So I'm an IT professional by trade. So over the last 27 years, I've worked as a software developer, and I always enjoyed doing that. Like I love what I do as a software developer, but I started wanting to make the transition of helping other people out, which is that people developer coach side of things. And so
Mhm.
now I'm known as the coaches tech guy. And I love, helping speakers, coaches, and trainers really increase their skill level when it comes to technology, their comfort level when it comes to technology. And I know
Mhm.
you participated in a lot of my training that I've done for the Maxwell team. And it's just one of the things that I love being able to help other entrepreneurs out. Yeah. So it's been a great journey for me. And just so people know, like I'm a natural introvert. So
Wow.
I had to go through a lot of personal development to even get out of my comfort zone to be able to speak in front of people and train in front of people. And it really just to believe in myself. So that took a lot of reading and personal development. Kind of like
Awesome.
we talk about a lot on your show.
No, I get all the time this question, and probably you do too. A lot of time people ask how we can get started. So, what will be your one tip for them, where they have to start and how they have to start?
Yeah, so I think if someone is looking to learn how to become a professional coach or a speaker, I would say reach out to a mentor first, right? Find someone who's already having success in that field and find out what they recommend you do. I know some people they'll say, "Well, I need to go get a certification first in this or that." You might need a certification, but you might not, right? Like a certification is not a requirement for being a coach or a speaker, but having a mentor would definitely help guide you in the right direction.
Yeah. So, what qualities one should find in a new mentor if he's trying to get a mentor? What should he focus on?
Yeah, so one I would say that person has to have a level of success that you're looking to achieve, or at least be heading in that right direction towards success.
Mm-hmm.
I think also that person has to be able to communicate effectively with you where you feel like, hey, I can actually learn from this person. I respect this person, and it's going to be like a good relationship, right? You don't want to feel like it's like if someone is being mentored or coached by me and they don't like being around me, it's going to make it hard for them to really follow my instructions,
Exactly.
right?
Okay. Tell me about your worst experience so far.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So one of the things that I encourage like new coaches to do is to identify their avatar, their ideal client. So one of my worst experiences so far as an entrepreneur was me taking on a project with someone who was not my ideal client. It was in an area where I really shouldn't have been working in. I did it just for the perceived amount of money that I was going to get for it, but it was a stressful relationship. It turned out to not even like it ended up costing me more than I received from it for sure. But it was also just stressful working with the wrong person.
Yeah, that's definitely bad. But tell me about your best accomplishment.
Wow. So best accomplishments, I'll tell you. So that will probably be with the Maxwell team. So when I joined the Maxwell team in November 2019, like I joined like everybody else to learn how to coach, to learn how to speak and access John Maxwell's resources. But during that process in 2020, after COVID hit, I know things started changing to more technical. And I started noticing that there were other coaches who needed help from a technical standpoint. And I just started volunteering my services to help people out. I say, hey, Dr. Foz, I see you've got a question about that. I'd be willing to hop on a Zoom with you and we can talk through it, right? So I did that with several people. And because I was willing to serve other people just out of my own goodwill, opportunity showed up for me to be asked to join the faculty of the Maxwell team. So, hey, that was awesome. And I've had other opportunities open up just from my willingness to help other people.
No, that's awesome. Folks, let me tell you one thing, because I have been observing and watching him since he started in Maxwell Group, because I joined it way earlier than him, and I'm also an executive director like him. But Michael is a true serving leader. That's what I can say. He is one of those guys who comes out, who stretches his hand to hold you. And if you have any question, he's going to walk you through. So he's one of the greatest young men I have seen who had this really passion to help people. He's a true serving leader. So tell me a little bit about what technologies are required for coaches and trainers. What kind of technologies they can use?
Yeah, so there's lots of technologies that are available. The bare minimum for a coach, I would say, a coach or really like an entrepreneur like what we're doing, in my opinion, would be some type of booking software. Meaning you need to be able to make it easier for people to schedule appointments with you. Mm-hmm. Then also you need to have some type of payment processor in place, meaning you can accept payments.
Yep.
If you have those two, you could successfully run your coaching business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as your business grows, you may want to have some type of email communication system in place, whether it's a full CRM or whether it's just a basic emailing type system where you can easily communicate with your list.
Mm-hmm.
You're also going to want to have some type of place for registration. So some type of landing page in place. That could be on a website. It could be, there's many landing page type softwares in place, but you want to have a way where people can register for events. They're going to receive reminder emails and all of that. Mm-hmm. They can book appointments with you. They can pay for events, just to keep it really simple.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. That's the most important thing. I got a question from one of our viewers, Mr. Muhammad Arif asked the question, how can we overcome the execution gap?
Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So that stops a lot of people. So there's a couple of things that come to mind right away. One is you have to be willing to fail. So my philosophy is fail fast, right? If there's something I need to do, I'm going to go ahead and do it imperfectly, knowing that I might fail the first time, but that's the only way to make a correction, right? You have to take action. If you hit a wall, you can say, well, I tried this, it didn't work, and get some help, right? But you're moving in the right direction. So I'll say, whatever that goal is, try to do that action step as soon as possible. So that'll get you over that execution gap. Like, do it right away. Mm-hmm. If you fail, reach for help, but keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the books that I've been studying recently is called 17 Minutes to Your Dream by Darren LaCroix. It's a great book.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah, great speaker as well. I mean, and so what Darren talks about is take 17 minutes out of your day and apply it towards your dream, right? You can just take imperfect action towards your dream for 17 minutes. And it's, you're going to hit success, right? It's going to create that momentum that we're looking to have as entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Definitely. And Darren LaCroix, he was a world champion of public speaking in 2004. And his speech, the title was Ouch.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the best speakers. And I met him so many times in international conferences and all. And he came to my town. I invited him when I was division governor.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so we have a good friendship. But he's a great speaker. People should watch on YouTube and as well as follow him on Facebook and all the social media. He's a great source. So then let me ask you another question. I got another question from another viewer. Probably you can't see on the Facebook page, but somewhere else. His question is about coaching.
Okay.
What are the basic requirements? First of all, let me explain them what is coaching, because a lot of people are confused with mentoring and counseling and other stuff like teaching, training, and tutoring with the coaching. So, how do you explain about coaching? What should they know?
Yes. So there is a big difference between mentoring versus coaching, right? So as a coach, like, well, I'll go for mentor first. So as a mentor, that if I'm mentoring someone, I should have already done the thing that I'm mentoring them on.
Correct.
Right. And so because I'm showing them kind of this is what I did, this is where I failed at, and these are the corrections I had to make, right? So I'm giving them that guidance. If I'm coaching someone, I may have done it, I may not have done it. However, I have to be able to listen to that person, ask great questions to help that person identify specifically what they want, when they want it, and give them some guidance on by asking questions and helping them really uncover the answer. Because most of us, we know the answer is inside of us. We kind of know what to do, but sometimes you need to have a coach to kind of like get you thinking those questions. I mean, if someone is looking to lose weight, right? It's like, I guarantee you, if I said I would pay someone $100,000 to give me a proven plan to lose 10 pounds, everybody in the world could come up with that plan, right? Because it already exists. There's plenty of proven plans out there, but people still end up with fitness coaches and health coaches because they need someone to help ask them the right questions to get them to take the right actions that they need.
Yeah, definitely. And coaching is definitely a total different art. It's a skill. You have to learn it. You have to practice it, and it helps people to get out of those blind spots which they have by themselves. And you help them and you assist them and you advise them only just to reveal themselves, not they have to take my advice. I have to advise only to just get out of their comfort zone and see, look, what creator gave you yourself. You can solve all the problems which you have. Let me ask you the last, but it's a very important factor which I would like to learn from you too, and also all the audiences, because you are a DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster. You're a speaker. I heard you on the stage and as well as one-on-one. We did talk so many times. Tell me about public speaking, because this is the highest fear people have in their life, to come out and speak in front of public. Tell me a little bit about public speaking. How important is that, and what are the basic requirements to become a public speaker?
Absolutely. So like public speaking is very important. And I'll tell you, I'm a natural introvert. And many years ago, I used to be absolutely terrified of public speaking. I still remember my first speech, my first 4 to 6 minute speech in Toastmasters. And I was absolutely terrified to the point where, I came out with a bad case of the what ifs. I had the nervousness. I was literally reading my notes like this, head down, paper shaking when I deliver my speech. But public speaking is so important. And what I had to learn was the only way to get good or really comfortable with public speaking is to speak, right? Speakers speak. So for me, I've been involved in multiple Toastmaster clubs. So I'm still a member of Toastmasters International. So I'm actively a part of 2 clubs. I typically speak in like 3 clubs on a consistent basis. I am also part of a Maxwell Speakers Club, so I'm constantly working on my speaking there. I'm working with a personal speech coach to help me with my professional speaking skills. And I'm accessing I've got the speaker training in the Maxwell program and another program. So it's right. So I'm constantly studying the art of speaking and the business of speaking on an ongoing basis. Like, it's not something that you're going to just magically become comfortable with and then you're going to stop studying it. You have to keep practicing, right? You have to keep speaking, doing what you're doing right now with these interviews. Keep speaking over and over and over.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, because public speaking, people also get confused because there are so many types of public speakers around.
Yes.
All the teachers, they are public speaker too, because they stand in front of people and speak in front of public. But do you think it's a professional public speaking? Probably not. Because as a professional public speaker, you need a little more skill and a little more power in your speeches. And there are again, nobody is a born speaker. People always think, oh, is he a born speaker?
Nope.
I said, I have never seen in my life unborn speaker, but he learned that skill through his own life journey. So we all have to learn it. It's a skill you can improve. And again, like Michael said, you have to find a mentor first who can walk you through the journey. And also, you have to join like he did. I did when I started. I was part of 4 clubs and then
Mm.
3 clubs, and still I am part of 2 clubs. And I went through all those steps, and then I did my DTM and the same thing. So it takes a little while, but again, I learned a lot. So you have to practice it. So,
Absolutely.
Michael, in 2023, because we just got started in this and we have only 18 days are gone, but still we have 347 days. Tell me a few tips for my audiences and people who are watching us around the world. 347 days, what they should do.
Yeah. So one thing I would say is identify specifically what you want. Right? There's so many people who focus on what they don't want or what they don't have. No. Focus on, okay, what do you like specifically? What do you want in 2023? So if someone says, hey, I'm looking to have a successful coaching business, maybe they want to hit 6 figures in their coaching business. Okay, write that down. And then let's put together a plan on what does that actually look like in terms of a business, right? Is that how many clients is that? What duration are you working with your clients? So once you get all that in place, you've got to apply action to it, which is what we're talking about here. And I normally tell people, I use the acrostic DOOR. And so endure, the D in DOOR stands for discipline. And so my mentor, Joseph McClendon, says that discipline is doing the prescribed activity no matter what, even and especially when it's difficult, which is key because when you're taking action, some things are going to be difficult, right? Sometimes you're just not going to feel like doing it. You're not going to feel like making that phone call or talking to someone about your business. But if that's part of your plan, you just got to do it anyway. Right? The O in DOOR is being opportunity focused. That means you're constantly on the lookout for different opportunities, right? Here's speaking opportunities. Here's coaching opportunities. Here's a person here that just replied to my comment saying, hey, they're interested in learning more about being an executive coach. I can reach out to them and give them some tips, right? Opportunity. The E in DOOR is all about executing the plan, right? And that's that whole action step. So it's one thing to know what the plan is, but it's another thing to really take consistent action towards that plan. And that's key. And then R in DOOR is all about taking responsibility, really personal responsibility. And so for me, it's in the responsibility of my attitude, my actions, my character, just making sure that I'm completely responsible for that, my personal growth, that I'm in complete control of all those things.
No, great. I mean, can you repeat that? D for discipline?
Yeah, D is for discipline. O is opportunity focused. E is executing the plan. And then R is responsibility.
So, folks, you see, it's a DOOR. I mean, DOER, and what a great acronym Michael has for us. And just jot it down. I know a few people are writing down. So jot it down and obviously keep your eyes on and keep focus on that. And you will see the results because these are time-tested things which we are talking about. Michael and me, I mean, we are everyday basis we learn something, and we are always online. You have watched us, and we are talking to other peer thought leaders and other people. So keep in mind, whatever we come up with some background there. So thank you, Sonia. You wrote D for discipline, of course, and Rizwan, thank you for jotting down so people can see that and they can jot it down. So tell me a little bit about how a new speaker or a coach can market or launch his business. How?
Yeah, so say one of the things, so if you are a speaker or a coach, you're looking to really attract more clients. One thing from a social media standpoint is just make sure that your profile is optimized. Meaning people, when they come to your Facebook profile, your LinkedIn profile, they have a clear understanding of who you are, what you do, and who you do it for.
Yeah.
right? So like if someone comes to they go to one of my social media profiles, they'll say, okay, well, Michael is the coach's tech guy. So, so he works with speakers, coaches, trainers, right? So they're going to know that right away. So that helps because you want people to be able to see what you're doing and be able to reach out to you. Also, you want to make it you want to have strong call to actions where people kind of know what the next step is. So a lot of people know that if they want to work with me, they'll just simply schedule a strategy call with me to work with me, right? So I make it very, very easy for them to get in contact with me.
So technically, a lot of people, they get confused with this social media stuff. Myself too. I mean, I'm a technically illiterate person. So I always need help, but which is the best platform to get started with, whether it's a Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, or Twitter, or I don't know the other how many we have. I have
no so I'll give you my opinion on that, right? So in my opinion is discover where your audience is, right? Like if I know that my audience is majority professionals who are on LinkedIn, they're more like that C-suite group that's on LinkedIn, then that's where I'm going to be.
Okay.
Because they're all similar enough where you can learn them, but you want to be where your audience is.
So definitely you have to do some like homework first, where the audiences are.
Yep.
So,
and if you don't know, just jump on all of them and you'll quickly find out where your audience is.
Yeah, you can see the responses. Like myself, I feel more comfortable on Facebook, although I have on LinkedIn as well as Instagram. But I see more like responses on Facebook, but also I get enough on LinkedIn too. So that's why I focused on those. Right now, everybody's watching on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook right now, this show. So that's why I keep on that.
Yep, that's smart.
Yeah. So that's a very good idea. Folks, you now understand how to pick the social media, which is more profitable and which is more helpful for your businesses. So I know you're running out of time because you have to be on another show. So Michael, tell a little what will be your message for our audiences, and give me some good 3 tips.
Yeah. So if I was going to like some closing tips for you, number one, I would say make sure if you assume that most of your audiences are like coaches, right? So identify who your ideal client is would be number one. Number two, determine what do you want to accomplish? Like, what do you want your coaching business to look like in 2023? For some of you, it may be starting a coaching business. Some of you, it may just be making a profit of X number of dollars or a monetary amount, right? And then number three, I would say put together a plan. And if you need to, work with a coach or a mentor to put together a plan and take some action.
Okay. I got another question from one of our audience, and he said, Michael, can you tell us how we can price our services? How can we price our services?
So pricing is tough. You can just pick right. So you're not pricing per hour that you're meeting with someone. It's more the value that you're adding. And it's a lot of times it's based on the problem that you're solving.
Yes.
Right. If I go to a cardiologist, the value that they're adding to me is at a higher price. So they're going to charge a lot more compared to me going to like a little small doctor here to get blood work or something, right? It's going to be a smaller value. So you got to figure out, okay, what is the value? What is the problem that I'm solving for my clients?
But that indicates, I think that, Mike, that we all have to find our niche. Yeah. So we can specialize in that rather than having a general practice. You have to be a specialist practice. And once you are specialized, you can ask more money, and because your services will become more important to people and they will be happy to pay you. So what do you suggest on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and then for people who come to me and they say, well, I'm here in the US and I just want to have a basic pricing structure. I'll tell people, okay, so let's say you've got a 3-month coaching program and you set it for $1,500, right? Then it makes it $500 a month. You can do something simple like that as a model to get started. And then, of course, if you don't feel comfortable with the $1,500, you can either move the price down or move the price up But that gives people a good starting point if they need some simple numbers.
Another question came up that how much sales skill important to sell these services?
I think selling is important, but don't let that stop you. Because in most cases, especially when you're getting started, the selling process, I mean, you're going to be adding, if you add value, your services sell themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you know, when you're trying to attract larger clientele, you're going to have some sales skills in place.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest sales skills I think you need really, well, two. So one is being able to listen to the problem. And then number two is the willingness to accept a no and keep moving forward. Because a lot of people, they'll take that rejection and it stops them. You want to actually keep moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great answer. And I can tell audiences that, let me tell you one thing. You have to think from their perspective, not your own perspective, that how much money I will get. Think that what I have for them and how much they can get the benefit of that. And once I will transfer that enthusiasm which I have for them to them, they will automatically pay me. And that's I believe in. So better you show them the value and quality of the service which you are going to provide, then you have all the rights to ask whatever you want. But if you don't satisfy them with the quality and the services, there is no chance you can raise the price or you can ask high price. So make sure be good whatever you do.
Yes.
Number one, be good whatever you do. And if you are that good, people will pay you. Thank you very much, Mike. It was really a pleasure to have you on this show. And any last message, if you would like, definitely, you're more than welcome to say to our audience.
Thank you, Dr. Foz. I definitely enjoyed myself. I'm sorry I have to run. And if anyone wants to get in contact with me, they can feel free to contact me on social media, or they can go to my website, michaelpopetraining.com, to learn more about me. But I look forward to being back on your show to talk more about this.
Sure, definitely. We will get together probably in the next show, and we are going to have a few more questions. I know there are a lot of questions people have, and at least I just wanted to introduce you through this show, and so we can have future shows along with you.
And I'll see you in March as well, hopefully.
Yes, I will be there, definitely. And I'm literally dying to get that book, 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. I'm so excited about that. So thank you very much. And you have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too, sir. Take care. Thanks, everybody, for the comments and all that.